What's gang, we back in here for another video. This is my truck modification video. I gotta give you guys an update on Archie Bunker here, my big old white truck. And I want to give you a modification update because about a year and a half ago when I bought the truck, I bought it stock factory issue, which means it was basically just a white truck, white commercial purpose truck, a worker's truck. And I wanted to make a project out of it, which I wasn't going to do the work, but I wanted to make a project out of it and basically modify it the way I wanted to do it. Some people might say, well, why didn't you just buy it the way you wanted it instead of modifying it? Well, that's not a part of the fun. So let's do this. The last time I left you, I did a phase 1 and phase 2 update, and I'll kind of catch you up to speed. We'll go through everything once again, but I'll kind of catch you up to speed of what I did, maybe why I did it, and all of that stuff. So let's start from the beginning. You guys saw the truck. You guys will probably see the truck here. It was a basic white truck that I bought, and I said I'm gonna basically go through it from top to bottom and modify it. And some of the things that I did on phase 1 is we did the wheels. All right, so we did the wheels. We did 33-inch all-purpose all-terrain tires with 20-inch rims right here, the LRG rims, and I'll leave all the names to everything, the links in the description box. So we got the tires and the rims, and I did the all-black rims to go with the all-white truck. And then the next thing we did is we did a lift in the front, a 2-inch lift, a level lift, so that now the truck looks level all the way across, as you can see right there. Now, most trucks, as you know, the nose is a little bit lower than the tail, so that when you load it, it kind of will level out when you load it. So I didn't replace the suspension because I wasn't going to be doing too much off-road. Basically, I just did a 2-inch level lift to give the truck a flat look like that. Okay, and actually for the most part the tail is a little bit lower than the nose at some particular times. But anyway, let's go ahead and talk about the grill that I did. I put this grill right here. I'll put the link in the description box because I'm not good with names, but I did a custom grill compared to the other grill that we did here. And this one has three amber lights right here. Let's see if I can unlock it. You see the amber lights right here, so the lights light up right here. And this grill is like the Ford Raptor grill. So this comes as DOOD. That's how they sell it and they get away with it. And then there's a kit inside which you can make it Ford, FORD. And it's just a plastic grill that you can get on Amazon. Again, I'll link everything there. That was the next thing we did there. All right, so now let's go around the truck. I put a tent on all my cars and all my vehicles. I tinted very heavily. So this is a very dark tint. This tent right here, it was no tint on this front window right here, and the back window was tinted a lot heavier. In California, you're not literally supposed to do this. All right, so we just gonna do it anyway. And it's a ceramic tint, which means it keeps in the inside a little cooler, and it's designed for when you're out in the Baja California, and out off-roading and all of that stuff, and you got all your things in the desert, all your toys. And so it's designed to keep the inside a lot cooler than a regular tent. And then we did a 30% tint up front on the front window, which is illegal also in California, but I did it anyway. And I've only got pulled over once in a year and a half for this tint, and the cop was in front of me. And so the cop was sitting in front of me, and then once I passed him up, he pulled me over and said that I needed to fix this tint. And basically you can fix the tent and take the ticket to wherever the police station is, and then you won't get you won't get a penalty, or you can pay the penalty and keep your tent. And I decided I would have a budget of $1,000 for this tent before I would replace it. So I would have to get pulled over in the neighborhood of 7 times and pay the penalty before I fix the tent and change it to what's legal. But right now you can't see inside of that car, all right, or inside of the truck, inside of the cabin. You might be able to see my knuckles, all right, but most people can't see me anywhere, all right, anywhere. If you go this side here, you can't even see a silhouette of me, and over here you definitely can't see what's inside. And I did the same thing on the back too, same thing on the back. And the last thing we did on the first phase is this tow hitch right here. This truck didn't have a tow hitch, and so I wanted to put a hitch on here so I can tow a small travel trailer. And then I put this Raider insignia here on the tow hitch, but that came a little bit later. So that's phase 1. All right, that's phase 1 of what we did. And what I'm going to do is now go through phase 2 of what we did, and then we'll go through 3 and then talk about the final phase. All right, the second phase we added was the custom license plate. If you know, on the phase 2 video, it was still the old license plate. So we did free agent because the free agent was already taken. So I couldn't get FREAGNT. It was already taken. So I went with 8. Free agent. All right, it works. Most people can understand it. So we did that on the next phase. All right, around the back, the next thing we did is we got a spray liner. All right, and right now there's a box in the back. Ignore that box in the back. I did a spray liner in the back on this one. Last time you did the video, I did the video of phase 2. It was just a plastic liner, and I got rid of the plastic liner and I did a in-bed spray liner just so things don't slide around here. It works fairly well, way better than a plastic liner, and it actually preserves the bed lining of your truck way better than that plastic liner, especially when you get water and moisture in it. So I did that here on the tailgate, and I also did it inside on the bed here. So that was in the next phase. This came already with the truck, so in the previous videos you didn't see this, and I wasn't going to use it, but I'm going to keep this on, and that's the name of the company right there, the Gator Tread truck bed protector. I like this. I actually like this. And then when I'm loading things in the truck, I don't have to take things out. And that was essentially phase 2 of the truck, all right, or whatever you're counting. So that was the next phase. And for a while, I kept the truck just like that. And then I decided to do a couple more upgrades. But, you know, with the pandemic came and everything got slowed down, I got focused on other things. I delayed the next things. And so let's go over the next phase, which I'm going to call phase 3 of the modifications that I did. So the next phase on phase 3 is I replaced the headlights with the LED. All right, and so on these, I don't know if I could do it. Let's see. I might be able to show you on this one. So as you can see here, these light up orange and white on the outside, and I'll leave it in the description box the type of light. I think these are Anzo lights or something like that. As you can see, it lights up here. Let me see if I lock it. See, then it turns green, or orange. And then when I use the turn signal, it lights up orange. It flashes orange. So I used both of those on phase 3. And then also on phase 3, I did the back tail light right here. The back tail light here, it's basically painted, which is still legal in California. You can still do it, but I didn't replace the entire tail light. They basically used the ceramic paint to paint this, to paint it darker, so it's smoked out. The tail lights are smoked out, as you can see on both sides, and instead of having them red, I smoked them out a darker tint of black, and it looks pretty good there. The next thing we did was the side rails right here. So these are the AMP. Let's go ahead and unlock the damn truck. The side rails here, AMP, they come down as the door opens, as you can see right there if you didn't see my shadow, and you see they're done by AMP Research. So the side rails come down, they retract, and so that you can step on top of them. And then when the door closes, the rails should retract, all right, up into the truck. So you don't have the rails permanently out, which gives you a little bit more clearance if you are going out and doing anything in the desert or the Baja or something like that. And on the rails, there are lights. I think there are 2 or 3 lights, which I'll probably show you a version of at night when it's coming down. There's 2 or 3 lights that are, I think, purplish. So you can see those, so that at night you can see that there's a rail, and you can also see that, see where you're going. So we did that next. And last but not least, this is what I'm forgetting right here. We put a new exhaust system on this truck. So this one is and I'll put the links in the description box here. It's a very mild exhaust system right here. It gives you a very loud noise. It does help you increase your speed just a little bit, and also gives you a little bit of gruff muffler sound. So it's not too loud that the neighbors are gonna get awakened when I use it. But we ceramic coated the system right here, so it's just not a regular pipe. It is what it is. I'll give you a demonstration of what it sounds like. And that's pretty much phase 3. And I would think phase 4 would be doing things like maybe getting some door handle stickers to make it white to match the truck, maybe changing the labeling of this to black or something like that. Very, very minor details. And that's pretty much it. I'm happy with where the truck is, so I'm probably not going to do too much with it. If I wanted to go to the next extreme, I probably would buy a truck that had all that and then modify that truck to something else, maybe particularly like get a Raptor and something like that. So I have this car, this truck right here. I have the BMW still, probably going to go to my daughter. And if I do just decide to level up and this isn't enough and I say I got to go get a Raptor, which is not in the plans right now, I would have my son drive this one and then get a Raptor. So these vehicles are vehicles that I would plan on passing on before I upgrade. Otherwise, I'm enjoying this. The last possible phase would be on the interior, where I would get speakers. You know, cars drive by with the booming system. I would get speakers and amps, and then I would get like a touchscreen monitor here, because this is a 2015 and it is basically a basic screen for the Ford right there. So I would get a touchscreen on the interior. So that's the truck update right there, man. It's looking pretty good. I'm happy with the progress of it. I've been meaning to update everybody on it as things have gone, but we'll see, man. We'll see what I do with it. I think this is pretty good where I want it. Any additional money on it would probably be a waste, but you can keep these trucks for more hundreds of thousands of miles and it's still pretty much up to date. So I'll probably do an upgrade video if I do the interior on the speakers or in the sound system or the amps or something like that. Other than that, man, we just gonna have fun with the truck. Let's get it. On my way to the Raiders game, Raiders versus Chargers, Monday Night Football. I'm driving on the freeway right now and it is packed, but there's an accident. I was supposed to get there in an hour, but you know, it's probably gonna be about an hour and 20 minutes now that there's an accident. Good thing I left early, but I'm gonna get there, man. We're gonna talk about counting your losses with women. One of the things we do is count all the L's that we have with women, all the times we've been rejected, all the times that women have said no to us, all the times that a woman told us we wouldn't go get that piece of peace leave, all the times that woman got dinner and patted us on the head. But what about the wins? What about the wins, man? We have had plenty of wins with women. A lot of us have had wins with subpar women. And sometimes when we have one woman, we want to have another. We're a little bit greedy. And so therefore, we get a certain type of woman. We get a certain woman on a certain level. And then we say, now that we got her, I might be able to do a little bit better. We accuse women of doing this all the time, all right? Leveling up. And they're looking at it like, hey, well, if I can get this quality person, I can possibly level up. If I hold out, I can get a better quality person. The problem is that's not always true. Now, it does work out for some people, but not for everybody. And it could be a situation where we forced our hand and we possibly had some wins, but since we forced our hands, we end up with more losses. And that's what we focus on. Many times the one that you're with, okay, love the one you with, all right, dance with the one you came with, right? A lot of times these individuals were W's and we traded it in for more L's, or that was a L. That was a W. That was the W that you were looking for. It might have been a Gordita. It might have been a 49er. It might have been a woman who's a 5. It could have been a 69er, whoever it is. But sometimes we're looking at it like, you deserve a little bit better. I deserve a little bit better. I know my worth. And it could have been a W. And you handed that W in. You traded it up for an L. Now, let's also talk about this, because this is normally something that happens too. We count L's when they're actually W's, all right? So if you meet a woman in public and you go up to her, you cold approach her like your big game coaches do, and you go up and you say, you pitch your best game to her, all right? Hey, I'm gonna hit you with this. I want some fries with that shake. Give me that number. You hit her with all the objections, all right? And you overcome all these objections, and then you finally get to the point where it's time to close, and you close, and she says, nah, we ain't going for none of that. No number for you. Beat it. You might chalk that up as an L, when in reality, you had a W, all right? You had a big W, and what you're basically not countering in is that you could have dodged a bullet. You indeed could have dodged a bullet. You could have got with somebody who had more red flags than the Chinese parade, and she didn't allow you to get in close to her because she knew she had more red flags than the Chinese Communist parade, and she said no to you, and she was saving you. She was getting you in a situation where she was doing you a favor. And you counted that as an L, but it was a W. How about times where you could have got with a woman when she was younger? and she all of a sudden turned into a single mother, a toxic single mother, a welfare queen, or just a single mother. Let's just say she just turned into a single mother. She got knocked up by somebody else who she chose on, or who she got rid of you for to level up on. Then all of a sudden, she came back into your life. She saw you doing good, and she says, look, you're 40, I'm 40, you're 30, I'm 30. Let's be a dream team. Let's be a power couple. And she comes back into your life, and then she offers her leftover remains to you. Now, what you're looking at as that's a potential L. That's a potential L. And how dare her come back with that low quality piece of peace leave and offer it back to me? And you're thinking like, how low do you think I am? And you're looking at yourself as an L because you're counting how many of these L's are approaching you. When in reality, it was a W. See, you dodged her the first time. You dodged her the first time. And in this situation now, she's giving you a second opportunity. And now the best thing you should do is dodge her. Now you're winning. And a lot of times, again, we're looking at losses with women, and many times we take W's. We're going out here cold approaching them, and they're telling us no, and thank God they told us no. That's exactly what you needed to hear from them, because if she said yeah, imagine how much toxic BS she's about to put the next man on too. It was a W. How about this? This is another scenario where we look at it as an L, but it's actually a W. If you get divorced. You get divorced. She drops you off at the family court pay window, and she goes and collects her money. What happens is, you look at it as a fat L. You're like, oh my goodness, you're broke, you're homeless potentially, you've been alienated from your kids, and she's taking you to the divorce court, and it's just been a mess. All right, you might have lost $60, $100, $200, $900,000, and you're thinking, damn, that was an L. But she did you a favor. Just think about it. She could have prolonged it out, and it could have cost you more. It could have been a situation where this toxic woman, who's going to be probably single for the rest of her life, okay, single for the next 40 years or 45 to 50 years, she is going to be a burden on the system. She's going to cause the system to absolutely collapse. She's going to be late on her rent. She's going to be constantly trying to go out there and find Prince Charming. She's going to constantly be out there thinking that she deserves better. She could have been that in your life every single day from here on out. She could have been in that delusion, still living up under you. She did you a favor. That was a W. If a woman divorces you, yes, it's painful as hell. Listen, it's painful. It is an L by any stretch of the imagination. However, it's a fat W in the long run. You're allowed now to live the free agent lifestyle. You're allowed now to find a better one. You're allowed now to dodge all of the nonsense that she's gonna actually could make into her life for the next 30, 40 years. I mean, imagine being with that woman. So yes, it might have been an L, but their outlook has to change. Some of the L's that we've had with our women when we were younger in high school, they were learning lessons. Yeah, they were an L. It was a big fat learning lesson, a lesson learned. What we have to do is understand that we ain't gonna get every woman. We'd be lucky to get 2 women. Most men are lucky to get 5 women in their entire life. Some of us have had 50, 100, 150 opportunities. And at some point you look at it as an L. And then you still get frustrated with the women out here on these dating apps. And you look at the times, you think about the times that you got turned down. You think about the times that you took L's. In reality, you were taking W's, gentlemen. They became somebody else's problem. And I want you to look at it from that perspective. Anytime a woman says, you're interesting, but you're not my type. When she could have drug it out, make you took her ass to dinner a couple of times, all right, made you suck on those toes, made you dream day and night for that piece of peace leave, only to turn you down. She could have done that. So the best thing she did was reject you. She saved you time. That was a W. All right, and a lot of times the W's you take with women was not dealing with them at all. If you can find a way to do that in your life, not deal with them at all, or deal with them on the basis where they understand it and they can't hurt you legally, that's where the W's are, and that's where the free agent lifestyle is. Anyway, man, let's get into this game, man. I'm probably about 40 minutes away. We're about to get into the game. The freeways are clear, and it's looking good in LA. Let's go with the Raider Nation. Let's get them. SoFi Stadium. Trippy is raining, all right? So it's been a minute since it rained out here in Southern California. That lets us know that it's fall. So I was gonna get some shots of the stadium and all of that, but nonetheless, lucky I bought my hat. And we're gonna see what Raider Nation is all about here in LA. This is another home game, LA, and the Raiders are synonymous. You're gonna see the legions of Raider fans out here. It's gonna be like 70 or 80% Raider fans here. That gives you an idea of how many Raiders fans are here compared to Chargers fans. Check out the stadium, by the way. I might try to get some good shots in the rain. So we're in the VIP level of the stadium right here. You can see they have bars, private bars in the area in the stadium, and you're away from all the madness. So we're down at the VIP level. I'm about to get a drink and head to my seats. The game starts in about 20 minutes. Apparently there's thunder and lightning around the stadium, and I guess they can't play the game. So everybody's out here eating the nice, expensive food. I don't know where the fried food is. I guess the fried food is not down here. But as you can see, they delayed the game, I guess, because of the Monday Night Football equipment. I don't know what. But we're going to eat. Well, you can't win them all. It was a good comeback. They were down 21-0, came back 21-14, but then the wheels fell off. But you know what? The experience is the experience, man. We're going to get back at it again next week. We out. Peace.